Peace and blessings, beautiful people. I came here today, recording this video, because I've been getting a lot of questions about what clarity counseling is, what I do as a clarity counselor, and essentially what the business is all about. Now that I'm gaining more traction, people are asking me questions. So this is my introduction video. This is the background of clarity counseling. Found a nice little spot today. Fortunately, I don't have my mic, so forgive me, but hopefully you can hear me. I'll make sure there's captions. So what is clarity counseling? Despite the fact that I am not a licensed therapist or counselor, 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, this coming, I want to say June, maybe July, I was actually robbed at gunpoint, and this changed my life. As you can imagine, or if you've ever been robbed at gunpoint, I'm not sure. It's a very scary situation, to say the least. It's very traumatizing. You don't know that in the moment. It's paralyzing. It's isolating. And it is in my perspective, desperation goes out the window. You're forced into a complete state of non-resistance, of surrender is the word I'm looking for. When I was robbed at gunpoint, I was forced into the utmost state of surrender. And I don't know if it's different for men and women. I'm very interested in masculine and feminine thinking and the differences, the dichotomy. However, as a man, it was the most emasculating thing that has ever happened to me. As I say that, and I'm pro LGBTQ plus, but I identify as a man, and as a man, that was the most emasculating thing. Extreme, the utmost state of surrender. So as a result, I'm going to explain to you all what happened over the past 9 years, 10 years, and how clarity counseling came about as a result of that robbery. I was also robbed 2 more times after that, both with a gun. I'll tell y'all for real, just fuck it. So the first time was on me. I got a text, random number, cool, da-da-da. I pull up in front of bro on some dumb shit, not behind him. He hops in the car, okay, in the back of the car. I'm not really paying attention. I turn around, mask on, click, clack, boom. He's got the gun to the back of my friend's head, passenger seat. Crazy, right? I'm like, don't say nothing. Look at him. I'm like, bro, my man's turn around and smack bro with the mask on. Head hit the window, drop the gun, da-da-da. He get out the whip, run around. My man's do what he gotta do. He run in the whip. Bro run in the crib to get a baseball bat. Never love my bro, but so much happened so quick. By the time he ran in the crib, there was nothing to do for real. Like, bro had ran back in his whip after he dropped the gas. So meanwhile, I never got robbed for real. This was just an incident that shocked me, but it was very traumatic because there was a gun to the back of my brother's head and the back of my head. So thank God my brother turned around and smacked the shit out of his ass. And shout out to Atlas of the World. If you know, you know. But yeah, that happened. Long story short, I get away, I get back into where I'm safe, right? I get out of the situation safe. My friend, he gets out of the situation safe. Bro, he gets back away. And we found out who it was through some information. Thank the Lord. Nothing's ever happened because of it to this day. I'm waiting to see bro and tell him that he's been robbed. He's been robbed. That's the point of clarity counseling, and we're getting there. I appreciate y'all's patience. So, like, this happened again in the future. Fast forward, like, maybe a month. An incident, I was still selling weed and on some dumb shit. And this happened through the same dude that saved my life. So I trusted him to be like, bro, this is just somebody I know, da-da-da. Essentially, we get to the spot. Same exact situation, for real. But my man's was driving, so I told him to pull off. He wanted to pull off. He never pulled off. Too late, too short. Bro got in the car. Da-da-da. Same exact shit. My man's hopped out. We took the gun the second time, which is crazy. We got away with the gun. Separated, got safe. Same exact thing. So me and my friend were held at gunpoint 2 times. The first time, safe, nobody. The bro didn't even get the weed he was robbing me for or any money. He kept his gun and he got away. The second time, I didn't get robbed for the weed or money, but we took the gun that we were being robbed with, okay? Crazy, okay? Stupid shit. Third time, I cannot believe that I sold weed this long, y'all. I robbed myself for so long, and this is what clarity counseling is about. Third time, I walk up to the whip. Bro, I'm on the passenger door, like, I look down, it's a damn gun. Literally, bro, it's just... So, long story short, what am I supposed to do? You feel what I'm saying? Bro ran my foot over on some dumb shit. Let him get away. I don't give a fuck. The third time was the only time I actually got robbed for the weed, which was crazy. Like, and I willingly handed it to him because I wasn't trying to get threatened or shot or whatever the fuck. So, okay. Extreme, utmost state of surrender is the point. The first robbery is the most profound, okay? I didn't even stop selling weed until earlier this year. I swear on y'all, like, you know, can ask everybody around me. Because I decided to turn clients into clientele. I decided to turn clientele into clients. Real spiel. This is what clarity counseling is about. I have real people that I help. And I used to try to get this clientele up and sell bud because I was so attached to the material that is the only thing that I thought that I could make money off of. Not to mention my smoking habit was backed by it, right? Now I can afford weed and I can afford my life and I can do these things because I'm not robbing myself anymore, okay? So extreme state of surrender is the most important thing. At one point in your life, you were robbed in a way. And as a result of being robbed, you were forced into a state of desperation, an extreme state of desperation. And a simple way of putting this is victimization. A victim mentality has been adopted within you about some belief in your life that you are out of control of. This could be financially, this could be a relationship, this could be self-esteem, this could be the government, this could be food, this could be your passion and creativity. There is a multitude of things that you can create fear about, false evidence appearing real, okay? As a result of your traumatic experience, my traumatic experience being robbed, we create fear, false evidence appearing real. Okay. What's important and what's unique about my situation is that why I did blame my perpetrators for a very long time, I always knew from the very moment that I was robbed, literally, physically, at gunpoint, looking at my brother maybe get his head shot off, I knew it was my fault that this was happening. That all of this shit was happening how it was happening. I knew deep down that it was my fault. Me, who you're looking at. I knew it was my fault that that man was holding the gun to the back of my friend's head, and that the next time it happened, that the man was holding a gun to the back of my head. And then the next time that I actually got a gun pointed at my face. I knew it was my fault. I hope that you are able to understand that when I say it was my fault, this isn't a bad thing. This was an opportunity for me to understand why this was happening in my life. And as a result of doing so, God willingly, I don't know why it happened, I got to a point where I was sitting in. So those three things happened, excuse me. And we're here. Extreme state of surrender, trauma. We create fear. Most of us create a victim mentality. But I knew it was my fault, okay? We're gonna fast forward from the third robbery to becoming addicted to Xanax, to manipulating women. Okay, this was 2017, 18, 19, 20. Selling weed, selling a lot of weed, buying everything I wanted, not getting any fulfillment out of life. However, through the grace of God, I was living in Section 8 housing. And one day, this was 2019, let's say, it was 2018, 19. One day, I decided to set a timer. I woke up and I literally decided to set a 10-minute timer. I swear on God. Literally the same iPhone I'm using now, just 10 generations before. iPhone 10X. I set a 10-minute timer on my phone. I sat on the edge of my bed and I put my 2 feet on the floor, boom, straight like that. Sat up high and I said, I'm gonna be happy for 10 minutes. It was probably like 5:30 in the morning. I used to open for a sub shop for real. Had to be there at 6. I was like, I'm gonna be happy. Let me tell you, it was the shittiest 10 minutes of my life. But guess what? I thought about it all day, and the next day I did it again because it felt different. And then I had known about journaling, so I picked up this habit of journaling. And if you don't know, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, it'll change your life. I picked that up and I did this 12-week writing program where I wrote every day 3 pages along with reciting some affirmations, right? And taking myself on a date once a week. I did this for 12 weeks. You can get this, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I'm telling y'all, when I started writing my thoughts, when I started making the invisible visible, I'm talking the thoughts that you think 80,000 to 200,000 times a day, that you can't even hear half the time because they're so compounded on each other. Like, how many times do you listen to the birds outside every day? Nah, but as soon as that damn ringtone blings, you're on it. You feel what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is unnatural. However, well, let me not. I redact that. Nothing's unnatural. However, I started setting this timer, and then I figured out what I was doing. I researched, and I realized I was meditating, quote unquote, right? Over time, I developed a real meditation habit, y'all. I started setting real timers for myself. I started finding guided meditations that are all over Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. You can find them wherever. I started doing body awareness scans, or body scans, rather. I started becoming really connected with my brain, quote unquote, as you all might think or suppose. And simply through the act of sitting still. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to meditate. Sit still. You will begin to realize that nothing can be still in the material world. Your heart will never stop beating, and when it does, you'll die. And you won't know that nothing is moving because you'll be in permanent stillness. And aside from your body, your veins, blood pumping, your heart beating, your lungs moving, if you sit still, the world is still spinning and revolving, okay? So through stillness, you realize that the only thing that can find stillness, that you can find stillness in, is the mind. And through that, you understand who you are. So the combination of meditating and writing, or sitting still and writing, literally hypercharged my life, when I tell y'all, okay? It rid me of my addiction to Xanax. I still smoke weed to this day. I'm still addicted to the act of smoking. I still understand that it is an invasion of my space as far as I'm concerned, and something that I find comfort in. I will grow out of it one day. That is okay. If I don't, so be it. I am here to help you all find the same spark that I found within myself, and literally change your life, because you are the one that's in control. It's your fault. This life is your purpose to be here on planet Earth. One time, the universe come together with all of these people that are on this planet, and to change the world, to be a part of the world, to be yourself in the best way, to be free from insecurities, doubts, beliefs about money, relationships, trust, all of these things I previously mentioned, and to see with absolute clarity, to be completely free in your attachments, in your desires, in your insecurities, until they become securities, right? This is what life is about. As a result of meditating and writing, this is where clarity counseling becomes practical. I created a belief hijacking system. And this is not some sales funnel. This is not some woo overnight fix. This is an energetic, emotionally invoking 13 question, 4-step investigative analysis of your fear, your false evidence appearing real, the reason, the false identity, the reason you're a victim in life, okay? And I'm gonna give this to you all for free. I'm just here to go deeper with people who want to really get into it, who really want a safe place to heal, and somebody to talk to, somebody who is going to listen to what they have to say, somebody who's going to commune with them about life and how they see it in a way that helps them move forward to be their best self. That is what I'm here to do, because no one was here for me, and it might be as a result of my unwillingness to ask for help, but as I see it, I didn't need, I was taught also to thank you. Wow, what the? Thank you. I was taught to never need help. So I need you all's help now. I need you all's help to change the world. And I need you to be your best self. I don't need it for me. I need it for you. And that's what clarity counseling is about. Because I am clarity counseling. And clarity counseling is me. It's the same thing. And you are clarity yourself. You're the clarity you seek. I'm just here to tell you that over and over and over again, but also help you see it in ways that release you of this conditioned need to blame anyone else. This conditioned need to give your power away in a way that makes it seem like it's someone else's fault. So, just to recap, I was robbed, okay? And I blamed myself before I took responsibility. And I scoured my brain for all of these reasons as to why I blamed myself. And where I started was I asked myself, well, why did he rob me? Well, he robbed me because he needed the money. Because he needed the weed. Duh. And then I asked myself, well, why did he need the money? Clearly he thought he needed the money. He didn't really need the money. He thought he needed the money. So there's where I started to make a little bit of progress. I was like, he didn't need that chicken. He didn't need that weed. He thought he needed that weed. And he tried to take it from me because I was cool and I had the good shit. And he probably heard I was banging and some shit. Like, when I say that, I mean I was really making a lot of sales type. Like, all of these were imagined thoughts. These were ideas. These were fictional, imaginary audience, as psychology would say them. Cognitive distortions, really, in my mind. Projections. But he robbed me because he needed it on the material realm. And what was I doing? I was selling weed. Why was I selling weed? Well, because I needed it. Duh. I needed the money too. So we were doing the same thing. We were just doing it in a different manifestation, in a different form, in a different, what I thought was the good way, what he thought was the good way. What a lot of people would both say is the bad way. So it's all relative. But my ability to journal, sit still, reimagine the situation over and over and over again, talk about it with myself, which is imagined as well. It doesn't exist in the world. This is the extraction of that, clarity counseling. My ability to do that, my ability to gain clarity, literally allowed me to realize that we were doing the same thing. We both needed money. So why did I even attract the robbery in the first place? Desperation. I needed money. Duh. It made perfect sense to me. Then it started to click. Okay, then I got into the who, what, when, where, whys, and I realized all of that shit was relative. 225,000 robberies happen every year in the United States alone. Not to mention all of the other places in the world whose shit goes crazy out here. Like, I just love y'all. So, I was robbed. And essentially, meditation was the only place that I found that same state of surrender. The one that I was forced into when I was robbed. Because that state of surrender, when I had that gun to the back of my head and when I saw that gun to the back of my brother's head, you can't do anything. And it gets to a point in life where you realize you can't do anything. Life is literally doing what it's doing through you. And if you can get in harmony with that, you're unlimited. You're infinite. Excuse my language. I really love y'all. Clarity counseling is a space for healing. Clarity counseling is me offering vulnerability and transparency and hope, for real, for people who need it. And I see myself taking on clarity counselors as well, who would love to do the same thing for people who aspire to make changes in their life and other people's lives whom I've helped change theirs, right? Whom the service has helped. It's because it's not me, it's the service. Belief hijacking is real. It's a beautiful questionnaire. It's a beautiful 13-step questionnaire. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for belief hijacking. And clarity counseling is just a session built around that. I know there's thousands, millions of therapists, counselors, licensed, whatever, healers around the world, and non-spiritual healers. So essentially, this is spiritual healing. This is sexual transmutation on a real level. This is what Neville Goddard talked about. This is what Napoleon Hill spoke about. This is what Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin, Odyssey, the Iliad, Homer. These are what all of the great Albert Einstein. These are what all of Alexander the Great. You name it. You name it. Leonardo da Vinci. That's the other one I was trying to get out. Like, you have one life. You have one life. And my purpose as this person, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. You are not watching this video because somebody sent it to you or because you randomly found it. No, this is a message because you attract what you are. It's the simplest way of me putting it. Because if I use the actual terms, it goes over, people say the universe means one turn. One turn. One turn. One turn. You get one turn. Universe equals insert your name. Universe equals Brian, for example. Then you came out of a mom. That's the second dimension. That's the mental realm. That's your first relationship. Then you learn that you had a dad, a motherfucker. Jeez Louise, then shit hit the fan. That's the material realm. That's the triangle. 3, 6, 9. It's right here, y'all. It's right here, y'all. You're a human. 5 senses. 3 plus 2. Body, mind, spirit. I love y'all. Clarity counseling is real. It doesn't matter if you blame Donald Trump. It doesn't matter if you blame your girlfriend or boyfriend. It doesn't matter if you blame all the rich people in the world. It doesn't matter if you blame. It doesn't matter who you blame. The point is that you have the ability to change it. The point is that you are the only person that matters. Science taught you that everything around you is made out of matter, but they never taught you that you matter. Science is literally a joke. It's made up. Just like if you were born in Africa in a tribe, you would have not known about science. If you spoke Chinese, this whole entire video would not make sense to you. There's a reason you are on this earth. There's a reason that you are so angry. There's a reason that you feel the need to be heard. And it's because you have a voice. And I have a voice. And before I end the video, I want you to say your name in your head right now. Say, I am your name. And I want you to realize that nobody can hear you say that unless you act on it, unless you speak. I also have that voice. And my voice cares about your voice very much. And it wants to hear what you have to say. Because you matter. Peace.